Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Apostolos. I think that my presentation is useless because both of you, you said exactly what I was about to say. I mean...
May I commence the Q&A session?
Yes, please. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, anyway, I will stick a little bit on what you said, and you will find out that I will be a bit radical about safety culture and how we can have more crew engagement. So, I will leave this marketing thing. I think you know, everybody knows what the UK P&I Club is. So, I will start my first slide. I will touch upon technology that you touched upon a bit before. I will be a little bit more practical. And nowadays, I can attest that our vessels are safer than they used to be when I started back in the 90s. For the ones you don't know me, I'm a master mariner. I have 15 years of real seafaring experience, and I have 16 years now working within the insurance sector for both hull and machinery, and now, since 2019, P&I. So yes, our ships are safe, and I will tell you what a naval architect said to me back in 1991, I think, or 1992, that the vessel, the moment it leaves the shipyard, you know, when it is built, it is the safest place to be. The moment the very first person comes on board the ship, the vessel becomes to be unsafe. And since then, I mean, we've been working to make our life easier and safer on board ships. So yes, we do have navigation tools, we do have infrared cameras integrated with our ECDIS, with our ARPA, etc. My colleagues from the clubs, I think that you've seen collisions on a daily basis. Something is wrong. So yes, we have artificial intelligence powered systems to assist us. We do have sensors, as you very correctly mentioned, that they measure, you know, our engines and rate them and try to figure out what's going on. But then we don't have cybersecurity on board. I mean, we do have policies, and believe me, I go on board ships, and people, although the policy is there, they don't pay attention to that, they don't know. And if you ask, they were never told. Still, in their familiarization checklist, they have signed that they have understood all companies' policies. And of course, we have the new fuels. And I will stay a little bit on that. You know, ammonia is a very hot topic nowadays. I don't know, and I watched a video recently about bunkering ammonia, and the personnel doing that, they were dressed like astronauts. And, you know, it makes me think, anyway, and the training that those crew members should have in order to be able to run those kind of ships and how to address any safety situation. So, efficient safety culture, I mean, everybody mentioned that, I will not state that. The most important thing to my mind is communication and the training thing. You know, training has become a checklist nowadays. We send people to train around the world. Companies spend a lot to train their crew members. And what I've seen and what I see recently, often, is that generic training is provided rather than specific training for the specific vessel, for the specific piece of equipment. For example, you all send your crew members to have ECDIS training. So they go to a training center, they train, let's say, in a Foruno machine, and then they go on board and they find a JRC machine, which is, yes, similar, the principles are the similar. Nevertheless, the way to use it is different. The familiarization then has nothing to do with what they were taught in the training center. So my suggestion to that is, you know, train your persons for the machines you have on board your ships, as much as possible, of course. I understand that our industry is a profit-powered industry, so yes, making money is what makes us build ships to send them at sea and carry all the goods of the world, but in the long term, and as you very correctly measured, the more you spend for safety, familiarization, training, the less you spend on incidents. And yes, you don't pay directly. Your P&I Club is paying, or your Halen Machinery underwriter is paying, but at the end, you have renewals. And then, yes, sometimes it's hurting. So leadership styles, yes, once again, I will not stay on that. To my humble opinion, a true leader has to have soft skills nowadays. It's completely different. As Jacob mentioned, you know, when I started my seafarer career, I wouldn't see the master in the eyes. I was not allowed to do that. It was a Grand Admiral, it was not a seafarer. And I've seen that during my career. So now the leadership style, I think the leader now on board the ship, the captain, but also the manager at the office has to have an amalgamation of all those factors. And yes, sometimes to be authoritarian is not that bad in specific cases. So, and again, it derives from who we are, from our culture, and you can train on that, yes. Bit difficult, but this is something, you know, to train, to hire, let's say, the best is a costly process as well, and we need to think of that. Management roles, yes, okay. I will stay on the first and the last bullet, visible leadership. I have been attending various crew seminars, you know, officer seminars around the world, me and my colleagues, and it is of utmost importance, and I will insist on that, don't send only your superintendents there. Have a C-level guy be there. I'm not saying the principal himself or herself, but a C-level guide for the people that work for your company to know, to have a visible person. Who is this person? Who sends those circulars on board ships? Okay, you have the telephone of the DPA, let's say, on the bridge. Yes, the DPA will attend, but who is above the DPA? Who gives the vision? You have to know. Seafarers, you know, they come personal to you. It's a very nice feeling. And invest in people. Yes, once again, you are called as ship managers, ship owners, to spend, unfortunately. And you have to look on the long term. You have to make sure that the people who work for your ships do not see the seafaring profession as an opportunistic one. Make them feel good, and they will feel safe. If they love what they do, they will get into a mode of being safe on board ships. Supporting and engagement. Well, all those things enhance the safety culture. You have to provide, you know, people go to sea for money. Okay, that's the thing. Nobody wants to leave his house, irrespective of where he comes or she comes from, to go on board a metal box, transit the Pacific Ocean and go from, let's say, China to Los Angeles. He is not or she is not interested in that. It is very difficult. Believe me, I've done it for 15 years. Not the best thing. But I choose to do that for the money, yes, and because I was a bit romantic. Now, the new generations have changed. It's not only internet that they want a more solid career path. What is a career path? We say we have to hire the best. To hire the best, you have to give to people a vision. That includes, first of all, yes, their safety, but if he is opportunistic and he comes or she comes on board your ship for X amount of money, and then sea traders come and give X plus 1, he or she will leave. So you have to make sure that this person is, I will not say the best paid, is well paid, yes, because he makes or she makes their living from there. But then you have to set a vision. Safety first, yes. How you do that? Always safety first. Then a career path. And as I told you before, I will be a bit radical. I'm not a communist, although I don't have anything against them, but I'm not a communist. Benefits. Benefits to your crew members. This is an example, pension or healthcare. Other. It's not just, give them something for them to want to come back to you, to work for you in a safe way, not to have in their mind, sometimes accidents happen because our minds on board ships are in different things. So I'm going to the mooring station and I'm thinking, okay, I'm disembarking in a couple of weeks. I go home, I have no income, I don't know when I will come back on board ships, and my child is sick. And I come from the Philippines, and there is no social security there. There is no ICA. You have to pay. And the company will not assist you. And when I'm going to be back on board ship, shall I be able to provide my family with what they need? And then, of course, thinking of those ships, of those things, I fell down and I break my hand. An accident. So, yes, advanced technology, leadership, and safety culture should be interconnected. We have to support our seafarers. And I will tell you, I've been doing for the last couple of months, I'm preparing something for the club, which is going to be disclosed in any case, about accidents on board costing more than $5,000 on monetary terms, on board all our ships for last years. And you will be, as I was, surprised on how people hurt themselves and the reasons why. And believe me, it is not only Southeast Asian personnel. There are Greeks, there are Americans, they are everything. They're not only ratings, they are officers, captains, chief engineers, even superintendents who go on board. So the safety culture has to derive from the leadership, yes, but in order to be able to minimize and to eliminate, which is impossible to my humble opinion, as we are all humans and we all make mistakes, but anyway, to minimize and try to eliminate accidents on board ships is we have to take care of the people who run the ships, both on board and ashore. Thank you.